Views expressed by Casters Guild members are only the opinions of that member, and that could change from day to day. Guild members may use mature language, but that in no way means they are mature. Listener discretion is advised.
Gladiator gives us the tamest popcorn bucket of the year. Game Freak finally earns the freak part of their name, and Dogma once again has its day in the sun. That's the spell we're casting tonight on Casters Guild. Thank you for tuning into this episode of Casters Guild. I'm your Guild Master Ric Perry, and the strongest magic of all is chronomancy.
And I'm your Guild Master Baron Kane, knowing full well the true chronomancy was inside you all along.
So we've got some news that I think everybody got this past week, and that is the Game Freak leak.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Gladiator popcorn tub.
I mean, either way. We can go either way with it.
Gotcha.
You know what? I think we will start with the Gladiator popcorn tub because that's
Are we going to turn this into another hour-long conversation?
We might. I don't know. That's the kind of podcast we are. And right. we've covered all the really cool popcorn buckets.
Yep. But yeah, it's just a popcorn bucket that looks like the Gladiator helmet, which, if anybody out there is a fan, it also looks like the mask of MF Doom. So, if you ever wanted to get one of those, now's your chance.
Yeah, either way, be you a Gladiator fan or an MF Doom fan, here's the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
I will say I appreciate the lid of this particular popcorn bucket. Most of them don't have like a really cool lid, and if they do, it gets weird. This one just kind of removes entirely, which is nice.
I will say I am a little disappointed.
Okay.
It is extremely non-fuckable.
It's compared to most of the popcorn buckets we've seen recently, it's very normal.
Yeah. Oh, and I will also say this, and I just actually, and it's like I'm the one that shared it on our Discord. I just now noticed it's the popcorn tub and a cup. Mm-hmm. For like a drink. So yeah, you have a commemorative cup and popcorn tub.
Yeah, and they both have the same Gladiator mask on it.
Mm-hmm.
I wish there was more to say about this, like there was about previous popcorn buckets, but it is very pedestrian as far as in the face of other popcorn buckets.
Oh yeah, them keeping it extremely non-fuckable makes it extremely not talk-aboutable. It's a popcorn tub, and it's a drink holder, and it's actually really cool looking. End of conversation. I mean, it's like we can't even laugh at it, really, because it's kind of perfect.
Yeah, it's not even just that it's not fuckable because
which it is not.
The D&D popcorn, the D&D popcorn bucket definitely wasn't fuckable either.
Right,
but we definitely talked about that one.
Yeah, because there was a lot of different, bells and whistles and everything like that.
And that was before Dune, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it was.
So before we even started talking about the fuckable ones, we were just talking about the cool ones.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not even sure if this one really fits that. Not that the helmet isn't cool. It's just it's very exactly what you would expect.
Yes. Yeah. I think that says it. That says it all right there. It is exactly what you would expect before all the fuckable ones start coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, moving back over to the Game Freak leak.
Sure.
So, first of all, in every other topic we've ever talked about, I always encourage people email us, go over to our Discord. Let's talk about it. Not this one.
No.
I would say if you have
we do have a we do have technically two channels specifically that we could talk about this in, but I'd have to raise the age limit on the Pokemon Anon.
Well, I don't know if you've heard about this, but this is why I was saying don't talk about it on our Discord, especially if you're talking about things that were actually in the leak, because Game Freak has gotten entire Discord channels taken down because they were sharing.
Holy crap!
They were sharing information that was directly
What?
in the leak. So like
I didn't sign no NDA.
sharing articles about the leak or talking about the leak is okay, but once you actually put information out there that was in the leak, then Discord channels have been taken down, social media posts have been taken down, cease and desists have been sent. Game Freak is not happy about this particular leak.
Why?
Well,
Wait,
there's
are we allowed to talk about it? Are they going to take down? You know what? Fucking take it down. Any fucking publicity is good publicity, really.
yeah, episode of Casters Guild removed for.
We'd have so many people coming to listen to our. We'd have so many people coming to listen to our podcast and being so fucking disappointed.
They'd be like, "What the fuck is this?"
These guys got taken down for what? Orderly conduct?
And they weren't taken down by Wizards of the Coast.
Oh, yeah, right.
They weren't taken down by MAGA.
This whole time they've had free reign to just roam the internet, and then Game Freak took them down.
It wasn't the Pinkertons.
Damn.
No, but the real thing that people are getting their Discord taken down for is not the spicy thing that everybody wants to talk about. The real thing that people are getting taken down for is there is a new Pokemon game that had already got announced. Pokemon Legends Z and A, it might have been. I know it's Pokemon Legends, the new Pokemon Legends game. And someone leaked the source code of that game.
Oh, well then.
In fact, there is a playable PC version of the game that exists online that someone put together from the source code. So you can imagine Game Freak as a game developer is not happy about that.
Yeah, no, I can't imagine.
And then the next generation of Pokemon games, because the Legends games aren't in the main line of Pokemon, so the next generation of the mainline Pokemon games kind of got leaked as well, which Game Freak had not announced at all. We knew they'd make one eventually, but they hadn't announced anything, and that got leaked as well.
Huh.
And those are the things that Game Freak is really upset about.
Okay. Interesting.
But then there's the spicy stuff, the stuff that everybody actually wants to talk about.
That's what we care about.
So,
anyways, let me read this excerpt for you.
No.
No.
I'm gonna.
Oh, go for it.
I'm gonna. So let me set this up first.
It's funny too, because I think anybody who would be listening to our podcast who is familiar with us at all would have been like, oh yeah, Baron's definitely going to read this one. No one would have ever guessed it was you.
So there is a Pokemon called Typhlosion. In Japanese, he is known as Bakufun. And there is a story in the lore that was never released or never acknowledged as canon. It's part of this leak. Somebody just found it in, Game Freak's files and was like, this is some lore that they were making about Typhlosion that never came out. But a young girl, and I'm getting this off of Forbes, by the way. A young girl is tricked by a shape-shifting Typhlosion into thinking that he's a human. Eventually, she apparently has a child with him, and she's called his wife. Her father eventually comes and kills the Pokemon, and when she returns to the village, she and her half-Pokemon child is teased by the men in the village, who at one point cover it in fur skins. They then run into the forest and are never seen again.
See, that's where I draw the line. Killing Pokemon. That's just wrong.
It is.
It's wrong. You only make them faint.
So
why are people out there just killing Pokemon? It's wrong.
Now that I've set this up, here's an excerpt from the actual leak where they were talking about this.
Come get us, Game Freak.
A long time ago, when the boundary between Pokemon and humans was unclear.
There you go. That should actually say it all, but carry on.
Then there's the story. I'm not going to read the whole story. But there will be I'll go for a particularly bad passage now that you know the story.
You know what? You know what we'll do? We will do a dramatic reading and post it on our Discord.
We might. I don't know.
Oh shit!
That's actually a good idea.
How about this? If there's a demand for it, if we have 3 people ask us, we'll do it. 4, 5. If we get 5 people asking for it, we'll do it. That seems reasonable.
That's very reasonable. So this is a passage when the father goes to find his daughter. You have broken the branch. Your father will be here soon. Now I'm going to do something bad to your father. If you kill me, you can have my eyes, my voice, and my heart. Then I want you to build a fire where I was killed and let it burn. And I want you to sing this song until it burns out. The girl said, please stop. You're going to kill my father. Please stop. Let yourself be killed. And the Typhlosion responds, goodbye. We'll never meet again. They wrote a whole story.
And these are like official employees that did this.
Yes. It just never became an official part of canon because they never released it.
Right. So this is not like the Disney vault where they draw a bunch of porn and then stick it in the vault and never had plans of releasing it. This is you know what? We might release this.
So it all comes down to like Japanese folklore, right? Because Typhlosion is based off of a Japanese yokai called the Mujina, or Japanese shape-shifting badger. And basically the Japanese folklore myth of the shape-shifting Mujina has something very similar in its story. So this is why when creating the Pokemon, a lot of Pokemon are based off of different yokai and Japanese folklore. And there's a lot of dark stuff that has even made it into official canon. But this is just one that they thought was just a step too far.
Huh. Well then, I hope you're ashamed of yourselves, Game Freak. But I'm not going to say why. You get to figure that out on your own.
And really, it's not the only one either.
Because of course it's not.
There were also 2 particular stories about a man repeatedly hooking up with an Octillery.
Okay.
And a woman having a baby with a Vigoroth.
Okay. Full disclosure, full disclosure, gang. I have no clue what any of these Pokemon are. After 150, I stopped paying attention. I know there's a Mimikyu, and it's awesome.
Do us all a favor, Guild Master Baron, and go ahead and Google Octillery. Just Google image search
right now?
Octillery. Yes.
Right now?
Uh-huh.
On my Google search?
Yep.
You want this on my search engine?
Look, it's just Google the name Octillery.
Octillery.
Don't add Rule 34 after it or anything. Just... So now you've seen it?
Mm-hmm.
So all 3 of these stories come from a document in the Game Freak leak called The Collapse of Culture and Relationships. And one of them includes a story of a man who finds an Octillery on the beach, has relations with it several times, and then throws it back to the sea. And then he comes back the next day and does the same thing. And then the Octillery comes to him in a dream and says that it won't be back. And then the man...
I'm more disturbed that it can invade his dreams.
And then the man returns to the Octillery spot the next day and finds a young boy.
Oh my god.
Presumably an Octillery human hybrid, who he takes home and raises as his own son.
Oh, okay. All right. You know, we've talked about monster fuckers on this channel before. I feel like, and these are pocket monsters, so it is assumed that they're just like monsters. But I feel like they're not monsters. I feel like they're just the animals of that world.
Yeah, kinda.
So, the monster fucker in me is kind of at war with the bestial nature of this fan fiction, if you get where I'm going with that.
Sure.
There's a full-on gun Pokemon?
I mean, there technically have been gun Pokemon since the original 151.
It's a fish with a revolver back. Anyways.
I mean, think about Blastoise.
True. So anyways.
I think what's worse is I think the worst one is the Vigoroth story. Because
See, I don't know what a Vigoroth is.
In the Typhlosion story and the Octillery story, it is implied that both the human and the Pokemon are willing and consenting participants.
Okay.
In the Vigoroth story, apparently a woman gets kidnapped by a Vigoroth.
Uh-oh.
And while she is being...
Oh my god!
While she is being held captive in the forest where Slackoths and Vigoroths hang out, she falls unconscious.
Oh my gosh.
And when she wakes up, she's back at her home.
With a baby.
And she later gives birth to a baby Slackoth.
Damn it! Stop it, Vigoroth!
Now, according to this, the woman also belonged to like a tribe of humans who like were hunting and killing Slackoths for no other reason that they just liked doing it.
I mean, and also remember, the line between Pokemon and people was
unclear.
We don't know what people are.
And so
back then.
In the story, apparently that's why the Vigoroths kidnapped this woman, is because, you know, her tribe is killing them. And when she comes back and gives birth to this baby Slackoth, she's a changed woman. She's like, I'll never kill another Slackoth ever again. But the rest of her tribe keeps doing it because, you know, they enjoy it.
Okay.
So yeah, spicy Pokemon lore that never made it into canon.
Yep. Again, this is not fan fiction stuff. And I think that's actually kind of what weirds me out the most. Like fan fiction, like if someone said this was fan fiction, I'd be like, okay, cool, do your thing.
It's honestly when it comes to fan fiction, it's probably pretty basic.
Why is that? Like, as soon as I started thinking of this as fan fiction, I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine. Now I'm thinking of this as official lore, and I'm like, oh God, no, please don't, no.
It really puts the whole trend of Smash or Pass, the entire Pokemon list, into a whole new perspective.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to record that too, aren't we?
maybe we'll do that one in segments for like our TikTok or something.
10 people. We need 10 people to say yes to do that, and we'll do it. 5
people for the dramatic reading of the.
Yes.
I can't even call it like a Pokemon /fic because it's not a fic. It is fiction, but like it's official.
Unofficial lore. Unofficial lore.
And then 10 for 1,000 plus Pokemon Smash or Pass.
Right. How many?
It's over 1,000.
Shut up! Nuh-uh.
Yes, it is.
When did this happen?
I mean, okay, think about how long has Pokemon been out. It started with 151, and every generation of Pokemon, they add 100 or more.
Shut up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, 1,025. Oh my god. And this doesn't include the 48 Mega Evolutions, 33 Gigantamax forms, Gigantamax forms, or 57 variants.
Mm-hmm.
If those were included, it'd be 1,163.
And then they're working on the next generation right now, which will probably add another 100.
How about this? Instead of 10 people saying do it, we're going to need people to give us lists. We're not going to do all that 1,000 of them.
Oh, the lack of commitment, Guild Master Baron.
No, this is making it easier. If you submit a list of 25, we'll do the list.
So if one person submits a list of 25, we'll do that list.
Yep.
And then every other person who submits another list of 25.
Until we get tired of it.
Okay. Fair enough.
And we don't have to come to consensus. You know, you can be a Smash, I can be a Pass, I can be a Smash, you can be a Pass. We'd have to do it that way. There's no way we're agreeing on every Pokemon. Personal taste.
My God.
All right, real quick, Blastoise.
Pass.
You sick fuck.
Because I passed?
I had that locked and loaded. It had to come out.
You were going to call me a sick fuck no matter what I said.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're not wrong. All right. Finally moving on from Pokemon news. Because I don't know. That's probably about all I can take.
Yeah.
We, not long ago, talked about a movement with Cards Against Humanity where they were suing Elon Musk for using land he wasn't supposed to use.
Sure.
But that's not it. Cards Against Humanity is doing another unhinged thing. And this is one that, if you're listening, you might actually be able to get in on. So, Cards Against Humanity has started a new election campaign. I'm getting this news from Polygon. So, Cards Against Humanity has offered that if you didn't vote in 2020, they will pay you to make a public apology for not voting in 2020, to make a voting plan, and to publicly post, and I quote, "Donald Trump is a human toilet."
Look, I voted in 2020, but I mean, for $100, I'll apologize.
They will give you up to $100 if you live in a swing state and you lean blue.
And I lean blue, or the swing state leans blue?
The personal voter.
Really?
Yeah. Now, if you did vote in 2020, you are not eligible, and you can't just say that you didn't vote in 2020, and this is why. So, Cards Against Humanity themselves has admitted that they are, quote-unquote, exploiting a legal loophole, and it should probably be illegal.
Yeah.
So,
as a publication, oh my god. Oh my god.
Cards Against Humanity started a super PAC and has asked U.S. citizens and permanent residents to donate $7.99 to its super PAC, and in return, they get a new pack of cards, 30 cards for Cards Against Humanity, which include, quote-unquote, fresh jokes about botched assassinations and weirdos who want to force women to become brood mayors for the state. They have then used that money to purchase the personal voting records of every American citizen from a data broker they found on the internet. And because they used money that they received from a super PAC, that is legal.
I see what they're doing.
And as long as they don't use that money to donate directly to a particular candidate's campaign, which they're not, it all remains above board. Completely legal. And then they are turning around and using the rest of the money from the super PAC to give to any voter who they put in, their information to prove that they didn't vote in 2020. And with that same information, they can see if they're in a swing state. They can see, what their political leanings are, all that good stuff. And as long as they fit the criteria and then post publicly that Donald Trump is a human toilet, they get a piece of that super PAC, up to $100.
That's crazy.
And they're just going to keep doing it until they run out of money.
Nice. I mean, yeah. And I will say this, while funny, this is also bringing to light a system that probably should be illegal.
100%.
And will probably bring enough attention to it that someone will make it illegal.
Yeah, you should not be able to purchase the voter information like that.
Correct.
First of all. And you definitely should not be able to pay people to vote, which is essentially what they're doing. But that's completely legal as long as it's not the actual candidate campaign that is paying people to vote, and that none of that money is going to that political candidate.
Right.
Which is insane, because there's so many ways to make shell companies and have a thing that's yours that isn't yours, that any political candidate could, create a separate company and that they supposedly have nothing to do with, that is going out there and paying people to vote. It's insanity, and that is right up Cards Against Humanity's wheelhouse as far as the crazy things they like to do when selling new packs of cards.
Yeah.
And like you said, I love that they are drawing attention to this legal loophole that definitely shouldn't exist.
Yeah, and, since it's working against the people who will probably try to get rid of it, they will probably try to get rid of it.
Yeah.
I mean, and you know what, though? I can see this drawing attention from both sides.
Oh, absolutely.
And this will be one of the few things that makes them reach across the aisle and get rid of.
I would think that would be the case, but it wouldn't surprise me at all if people on both sides have been exploiting this loophole forever.
Mm-hmm.
And for them to go, it's just this one niche company that have exploited this loophole and then are using it. And if we shut down this loophole, we can never use it again. Mm-hmm. So they'll probably just wait to see if media attention will die down on it, which I don't even know that it has gone up. You know, this is the kind of thing that we only know about because of the space that we're in. Like, I've not seen this on any, like, major news networks or anything like that.
Right.
So as long as it doesn't hit any major news networks, I doubt they'll do anything about it, because that means that they couldn't continue to exploit it themselves.
Yeah.
Which is sad that that's what I think will happen, but, you know.
Mm-hmm. We'll
but
see, I guess.
But either way, if you didn't vote in 2020, you probably should be voting this year. You should be voting in every election that you can. Do some research on your local candidates and try to affect some sort of change, especially if you are in a swing state.
I'm just bummed I can't get $100 now.
But if you can get $100, you know, why not? Go ahead and do that voting. Get yourself $100, and then you know what you could do with that $100? You could get yourself a lightsaber.
Hell yeah! Where at though?
From levelupsabers.com.
Could you use an awesome lightsaber for cosplay, dueling, or home decoration? Check out Level Up Sabers, the only lightsaber guaranteed better than a stick. And with lots of fairly priced options, including baselit and Xenopixel, you'll be able to find exactly what you're looking for without breaking the bank.
Every Level Up Saber comes equipped with color change, gesture controls, volume control, sound fonts, and flash on clash, with the baselit options being strong enough to duel with, and the Xenopixel options adding even more cool effects. To check them out and help Casters Guild, click our link in the description. All right, coming back in, I don't know if anyone is excited about this or if it's just me, and I honestly don't know if I should be excited about this, but we have finally heard basically confirmation and update that Bill Lawrence will be bringing back Scrubs.
Yeah, I feel about that.
I have always been a huge fan of Scrubs. I've probably watched it from beginning to end no less than 4 or 5 times, including that terrible last season, because I can't start something without finishing it. And that terrible last season is the only thing that has me torn, because everything inside me wants to see more Scrubs, especially being it is like kind of like an original series reboot, and they're bringing in new actors and bringing back old actors, and all of the old actors are really excited to return. They're on board, and it's a bunch of the original showrunners and people who are involved with the show. But we've seen what happens when they try to take this series past its original run with that final season, the Scrubs Med School.
Yeah.
And it did not go well.
No, did not. Yeah, a lot could be said about that. That season wasn't great. They tried, God love them. And then this is a reboot, so they're probably looking to get... Are they looking to get new people and starting the whole thing over again? Or is this like Scrubs second generation or something?
It's difficult to tell, because all the interviews are saying that Bill Lawrence is saying that it's a combination of a continuation and a reboot. So all of the original characters will be there, but he's also saying that he's revamping, quote unquote, the original concept with new characters.
You know what I don't want them to do?
What's that?
I don't want them to go Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Okay.
Where it's like, you know, it was funny, and then they rebooted it, and it was all serious.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, I mean, like, that was a good move, I think, for that particular show.
Oh, yeah, no, it worked great.
I don't think it's the move for Scrubs.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
But yeah, I don't know how many of our listeners are Scrubs fans. I don't know if that's just me, and I don't know if anybody likes it to the degree that I am a huge fan of it. But there are things here to make me excited. There are things here to make me worried, and I will definitely be keeping my eye out for more and more information to try to make some sort of opinion about this that's a little bit more solid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to take. Yeah. They're going to have to come up with something and release some information before I'm going to make a definitive. But I mean, at the same time, have you noticed that the actors who play Turk and JD have been doing like commercials and stuff together lately?
Oh yeah, they have stayed like together in their professional careers ever since Scrubs. I mean, they have a podcast that they run that's still going.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, maybe they're going to be active in this then. I'd like to think that they're going to be active in it, but...
Well, it's definitely been confirmed that Zach Braff is going to be included.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen too many other names confirmed. They're just saying a bunch of the original actors are involved, and they have named Zach Braff specifically, but I haven't seen any other lists of names as far as which actors are willing to come back.
Right. Well, hopefully it's good.
I will say if I don't see Dr. Perry Cox, I'm going to be very upset.
Yeah. Dr. Cox kind of made it for me. I think he was my favorite character arc as well.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So that's not the only TV show that we're going to be seeing more out of.
Are we getting more Firefly?
Oh my God, don't do that to me. Oh, my heart.
Get wrecked.
I just did. I just got wrecked. It happened in real time. I'm sure if you went back and played back this podcast, you could actually hear the exact moment that my heart broke for like the 80th time over Firefly. So no, we're talking Community.
Okay.
So we all knew the Community movie was coming. It's nice to hear little updates now and again.
Does it have anybody I know in it? This Community show?
Yeah, I would hope so.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, Chevy Chase is in it.
Oh, gross. Never mind. I don't want to watch it. Nope, I'm out. Sorry. If he's your go-to, I don't want it. He must be a prominent figure in that.
Oh man, he's like the best character.
The best.
Everybody loved him in that show.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh no, but I always loved Community. The movie we know has been coming, but it's good to hear little updates to know that it is still coming. We heard from, some of the other actors, defending Donald Glover, saying that, it's not his career that's holding it back. Donald Glover is like chomping at the bit to get this movie recorded.
Mm-hmm. I do like how they all kind of jumped to his defense on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I think a lot of people are just assuming, oh, this guy's on fire and he's not going to come back to do. It's like, no, he wants to. But
in a recent interview, Yvette Nicole Brown, by the way, getting this information from Geek Tyrant, confirmed that they have read an entire full script for the movie. So the script does exist in entirety. However, she believes that it is currently being reworked, which scripts get reworked all the time. It happens several times usually before a movie actually gets made, sometimes while the movie is getting made. So I can see that, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's basically more or less confirmed that they are going to be making it. They just got to make some changes. They've got to get everybody's schedule lined up. But it is coming, and it's nice to hear little updates that confirm that it is coming.
Yes, absolutely.
But speaking of movies, Dogma is finally going to get back to theaters and is finally getting a Blu-ray release.
Oh, is it going to theaters again?
Yes, it's getting a whole theater tour.
We should fucking go protest it.
That'd be so fucking hilarious. I feel like
I call the Dogma is dog shit sign.
I feel like Kevin Smith himself will probably protest it again, because why the fuck not?
Mm-hmm. I kind of want to protest it and then get arrested and then have someone tweet Kevin Smith and be like, hey.
But also include that an excerpt from that quote-unquote worst tweet of all time.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, that's awesome, though. I mean, I think he's been wanting this for a while, obviously.
Oh, yeah. So apparently Weinstein had the rights to the distribution of the movie for a very long time, which is why it's been so hard to see or get your hands on a copy of because there's been no re-releases since the initial release. It's not on any streaming services. It's a very difficult movie to get a hold of or see unless you're, doing it in a high seas kind of way.
Right.
But someone else has acquired the rights to the movie. It has not been revealed who. Kevin Smith has come out and said that someone got them, and he's been in talks with that someone, and he's very appreciative of that someone, and that they're doing a whole new theatrical release and doing a Blu-ray release, and we're finally gonna, it's gonna be easy to get our hands on this movie and see it again.
Well, I hope that this person getting the rights, I hope that they come to some sort of deal that, Kevin Smith gets, his due, especially for it being re-released into theaters and, going to Blu-ray and stuff. He needs to get his money too.
I'm assuming with how much Kevin Smith is pushing it, because Kevin Smith has been all over his socials.
Mm-hmm.
All about, hey, go see the movie. It's going to be in theaters again. Hey, go buy this Blu-ray. I assume it means that he's getting his fair share, but at the same time, it's not necessarily confirmation because I feel like he would talk up his movie whether he was getting a piece of it or not.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
But yeah, I still have, a DVD copy from back when it was released the first time. But I'm considering picking it up on Blu-ray, especially if they've got any new features or anything on there.
Right. I definitely want to go out and watch it in theaters. I believe I watched it the first time. I'm not 100% sure about that, but it's been long enough ago that I don't remember if I actually did or not. So I would very much love to actually go out and see it.
Well, yeah, definitely put some research out there. See when it's going to be coming near you, because it's definitely going to be limited release. But yeah, definitely a movie worth seeing on the big screen.
Right.
And there's a lot of reasons you should see this movie on screen. I'm not trying to boil it down to one, but if nothing else, it's not like we're going to be seeing Alan Rickman in anything again anytime soon, and he gives a excellent performance in this movie.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it kind of makes me sad because it seems like Kevin Smith was kind of putting out his best movies when he was getting that the Weinstein money and everything, but it seems like ever since then, after he parted ways with them, like no one's been really wanting to give him a shot. So I kind of hope that he gets something out of this. Definitely the recognition that he deserves. Even though it's just so weird. It's like he was so big there for the longest time, and then all of a sudden, he's doing. Well, I think also a lot of the stuff that he did after that didn't really get a lot of publicity. So I wonder if it's just they didn't give him the money that he needed to be able to do everything.
Well, let's not pretend that Tusk and Yoga Hosers didn't shoot his reputation down a little bit. Well, at least with the Hollywood elite and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I enjoyed both of those movies, but they did not do well critically or monetarily.
Yeah, that's fair.
And we all know how much money did your movie make is the number one thing Hollywood cares about.
Mm-hmm. And not even necessarily that. How much did your movie make us?
Right. All right. So we were talking early in the episode about certain Discord channels receiving cease and desist and getting taken down due to the Game Freak leak. But even with that happening, Discord has never released any personal information to Game Freak or any other company that does a takedown as such. However, Discord may be headed to court soon in order to keep its users' information private.
It's sad that this is a thing.
Yeah. So
sad that this is a thing.
Nexon, the developer of games like MapleStory, I would say that's probably their biggest one, has sent a subpoena to get information from Discord because it claims that pirated versions of its games have been distributed over Discord, and it is trying to subpoena that information from Discord so they can then take legal actions against the people who were distributing the pirated copies. getting all this information off The Verge, by the way. And Discord is refusing to provide that information.
Yeah, good on them. Which is weird because Discord is also very much like, don't stream this movie on Discord or we'll shut you down. So it's like they seem to be pretty good at keeping people from doing shit like that.
Right. Yeah, they are. Well, this is a quote directly from Discord. Well, one of Discord's attorneys. Discord is committed to fulfilling its obligations under law, but acting as your copyright assertion partner is not one of them. And I feel like that really sums it up, because Discord doesn't, put up with, people breaking the law on their platform. Like, you can get banned, you can get your channel taken down for obvious acts of piracy, copyright infringement, that sort of stuff. But to just like straight up give out its users' information, it's not about that, and legally they don't have to be, or at least that's what they're arguing.
Yeah.
We haven't actually seen this go to court yet. So, I mean, it could get to the point where Discord actually gets, court ordered to share this information. And then what they do from that point, I mean, they could just go, oops, and, delete their servers, I guess. But, they could land themselves in hot water over that one.
Yeah. But I mean, even then, though, it's like, I don't know, man. I think that they have every right to do what they want. And if they delete these servers, then oops. Yeah, that's what are they going to do?
Shame. Well, I mean, illegally, there are, laws and stuff against, deleting information that gets subpoenaed, and they could get
but
as far as what are they going to do, they could definitely do quite a bit, but
or they could attempt to do quite a bit.
Yes, as long as it actually gets court ordered that they have to give up the information.
Right.
But Nexon's attorney continued to say that the requests improperly seek to unmask anonymous speakers and consequently compel disclosure of material protected by the First Amendment. So this is another one of those cases. We've been talking about a lot of cases lately that, depending on how that course goes, it can set a dangerous precedent. And this is another one right here. Platforms that are supposed to be, private information between you and another person, where you are supposed to be anonymous, hidden behind a username that you create for yourself. If it comes to be that, like, nope, this subpoena is legal, you have to provide this information, that sets a precedent that any space that's supposed to be used like this no longer is available to say the things you want to say. Because at any point in time, that information could be subpoenaed, and even if you weren't doing anything wrong, just because that information gets subpoenaed, that information is then a public record, then anyone can then, pull up that information, through the Freedom of Information Act, and now things that your personal opinions that were supposed to be anonymous could now be publicly displayed.
Yep.
And that's just not cool.
That is absolutely not the coolest at all.
So let's all root for Discord and Discord's lawyers in this particular case, and hope that Nexon doesn't get what they want.
Right, exactly.
So as we are wrapping up this episode here, I'd like to point out, if you are a regular listener of our podcast, there's only a couple more episodes left in this season. We have one very special episode coming up for you where we...
And it's not the Pokemon one.
Yeah, we haven't gotten enough requests for that yet. But we did a Let's Play of the Alice is Missing silent tabletop role-playing game. And if you're wondering, well, how are we going to listen to a silent role-playing game? Well, you just have to tune in to find out. After this episode is released, that'll probably be the next episode to release.
I would like to point out that it is not silent, so we're not trying to trick you into coming in and listening to an hour and a half of silence. So, there. I feel like I needed to clarify it.
No, there will be something to listen to. And then after that will be our season finale.
Yeah, this year went by fast, and God, we recorded so much this year.
Yeah, we've had more episodes this year than any season previous, and honestly, there's been plenty to talk about.
Yeah. I mean, in a lot of cases, not great, but
yeah.
Hey, we're talking about it.
Thank you, Wizards, for continuing to give us information to talk about.
Oh, we did not have a segment of Miss the Mark tonight.
Yeah. I think what they saw, I think they were, like I said, I think they're huge fans.
Right.
I think they were monitoring us, and they were like, you know what, they have enough stuff to cover for this episode, so we don't need to do something this week.
Which is, that's fair.
They probably had something planned, and they were like, no, this is a good one. Let's save it for next week.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I think that's what happened.
So email us at castersguild@gmail.com. Let us know how you think Wizards is going to mess up next for us to talk about on our Miss the Mark segment. Join us on the Discord. That's where all the fun stuff is happening. And we will see you in the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. See you later. Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.